Welcome to this week's Beautiful Jewels of Wisdom book review. And this week we're going to do it slightly differently to previous weeks. Instead of me talking to you about the book this week, which in this particular case is The Crossing by Lela Ashkarian, I'm actually going to be interviewing Lela live from her office in Florida. Welcome, Lela. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It has been a long time, Chris. It's such a beautiful thing to see your face and your energy, to feel your energy.
Great. Yeah, well, thanks. It's great to have you on. Lela, it's a wonderful book. I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. It's not a long book, which is really good for me because I like to be able to read books reasonably quickly and get into the story very quickly. It's very much about your life from your childhood right the way through to the present time. How would you, if you had to sum it up in just a few sentences, how would you describe your life today?
I would say I am maximizing my moments, and I am creating the real magical moments for me and you and others at large in life.
Great. Thank you. So, having read the book, and this is the second time I've read the book. You sent it to me, as you said, very, very early on when you just first published it, and I reread it just last week. You spent, I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the parts of the book that really fascinated me. You spent a number of years in Beirut at the time of the Lebanese civil war. It was obviously an extremely trying time for you. You described moments when you had to dodge sniper fight, there were bombs, there was shelling. This was an incredibly dangerous place to live at that time, and yet you stayed there when you could very easily, like so many other people, have left the city, gone back to Anjar where you grew up, lived with your family and been safe. What motivated you to stay there and actually live in that dangerous environment?
You see, I come from a very small village surrounded by beautiful mountains of Lebanon. We are on the border of Syria and Israel, and it's a small little Christian Armenian, pure Armenian little village that we don't really bother anybody. But because I am different, because I am I was feeling radically different. I wanted to get out of that box. It was a box for me. I always wanted to be and seen behind the mountains. What are behind the mountains? They used to call me the woman that I coded myself. I want to see behind the mountains, under the seas, what's in there. And because I did not have the fear that a lot of people they really hold in their in their hands, I have no fear. I wanted to go where the problem was. And I was young, 22 years old. I would cross the green line, going and getting my mails. I've been caught several times, and it was not a simple thing, nor it was easy. But there was this power within that I chose to live. And if I wanted to live and enjoy my life by having more and knowing more, especially, education is very important for me. And in my little village, all you can study is the high school. And after high school, I have to go to a higher education. So I went down to Beirut, which is only like an hour away from my little village. So really, education, life, excitement, the fear, it did not really carry me. It really more encouraged me. It really inspired me because I wanted to have the nicest car, the nicest clothes. I want to go to nicest school, libraries. I just love libraries. It just that burning desire got me out from that little village that I said, I can do better. I can have more than enough, not enough, not salt and pepper and onion. I want to have more than enough. And that's why I went down to Beirut, and life goes on from there.
Yeah, okay, that's great. And you mentioned that you're from an Armenian community. You talk in the book at great length about the history of the Armenian people, especially the ones who ended up in Anjar through the exodus from Turkey. Obviously, that was before you were born, but how do you think that the history of the Armenian people has shaped you as an individual and shaped your life?
As an Armenian and as a human, of course, first, the blood that flows in my vessel is red. And as long as that blood is flowing in my veins, I am an Armenian, pure-blooded, and I'm an mountainous Armenian, which means that there is a you know hint in us that we are a little bit braver. I would say we have suffered during this genocide, and as a result, I'm reading another Armenian book that is written with by my teacher. So the characteristic and the quality of as an Armenian, I would say I'm so proud to have that harmonious, passionate, intentionally doing things, giving attention to very detail of the life. Because if you don't have it, and if you want to have it, you got to work very hard for it. So very persistent people, and they're very very courageous, enthusiastic, charismatic people, and faith especially. They have this unwavering faith that at that time, of course, I don't want to go to the Armenian history and a culture. The unwavering faith that I have inherited from my parents and from my generations backward, that's what it really gave me the
Yeah.
power to move forward.
Okay, great. You mentioned your faith, and in the book you mentioned that you have a very strong faith, that your Christianity is very important to you. How do you think that has shaped your life? What does it mean to you to have faith?
Well, faith it does not only belong to Christian or Judaic Christians or the Jews or any other, the Muslim brothers or anybody. My faith is directly related. I have a direct relationship with my Creator through 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ as my teacher, as my healer. And I would say, since you have asked, I have gone through a lot in the valley of my life. I have gone through a lot of fires. And I have given it, I believe, an example of how I was married to a diamond setter and a jeweler. I would stand by him and he will hold the furnace on the metal. Uh, and the more he shined that furnace, the better it shined. And it just came in my mind that because of my faith, I persisted no matter what happened. I will do what I can, the best I know how I can. And if I am not able to handle it anymore, I just hand it over to God. So that direct relationship with me, the spirit, the mind, when they are aligned together, and the prayers, the meaning of the prayers that I understand is probably different from other people, what they understand about prayers. I walk, I do it. I talk with myself. I hear the inner voice coming and telling me what to do. So, because I have faith in me, and because He who lives in me is greater than this problem that we have economically right now, is not going to kill me. I shall thrive and not survive only. So faith is very important. It's like the
Yeah.
fuel of our success, personally and also professionally.
Very good. Yeah. Okay, we're running towards the end of our time now. It's only a short interview today, but there were several factors in the areas of the book that were fascinating to me, and I know I could talk to you for many hours to come. But there was the whole section towards the end of the book where you talk about your life today, and you talk about your 16 beliefs that you have. And we don't have time now to go through all 16 of them, but if you could choose one of your beliefs, one of the things that you talk about in your book, about the way you live your life and the ways in which you use these 16 beliefs to guide you through your life. If you could choose one to give as an advice to others, which one would you choose?
It's not very difficult to choose the one that I'm known about, the passion. When I talk passionately. And when I love passionately. When I work, especially when I love what I do it passionately. I would say the passion that to live my life fully, which I am, and I would love to participate this joy in my life with somebody who values my life. It is the passion, Chris. That's how I will end it.
Fantastic. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Lela Ashkarian. It's been a delight to have you on this week, and for everybody who'd like to find out a bit more about this book, I've got a link below to the Amazon bookstore, so you can find out what the price is. It's The Crossing by Lela Ashkarian, and until next time, enjoy your reading. Thank you very much.